on the complete formula, de formula tota. Here then is the schedule for all the operations of magic. First, thou shalt discover thy true will, as I have already aught thee, and that bud thereof which is the purpose of this operation. Next, formulate this bud will as a person, seeking or constructing it, and naming it according to thine holy Kabbalah and its infallible rule of truth. Third, purify and consecrate this person, concentrating upon him and against all else. This preparation shall continue in all thy daily life. Mark well, make ready a new child immediately after every birth. Fourth, make an especial and direct invocation at thy Mass, before the introit, formulating a visible image of this child, and offering the rite of incarnation. Fifth, perform the Mass, not omitting the epiclesis, and let there be a golden wedding ring at the marriage of thy lion with thine eagle. Sixth, at the consumption of the Eucharist, accept this child, losing thy consciousness in him, until he be well assimilated with thee. Now then do this continuously, for by repetition cometh forth both strength and skill, and the effect is cumulative, if thou allow no time to dissipate itself.
Kabbalistic considerations on this formula, de hac formula, considerationes Kabbalisticae. Behold, moreover, my son, the economy of this way, how it is according to the Tao, fulfilling itself wholly within thine own sphere, and it is utterly in tune with thine own will on every plane, so that every part of thy nature rejoiceth with every other part, communicating praise. Now then learn also how this formula is that of the word abrahadabra. First, had is the triangle erect upon twin squares of hadith. Need I not write? For he hath hidden himself in the book of the law. The substance is the Father, the instrument is the Son, and the metaphysical ecstasy is the Holy Ghost, whose name is Hereliu. These are the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, whose sacred letters are R, B, and D, but the last of the diverse letters is H, which is the Tarot, is the star whose Eidolon is D, and herein is that arcanum considering the Tao, of which I have already written. Of this I will not write more plainly, but mark this, that our Trinity is our path inwards in the solar system, and that H, being Our Lady Nuit, starry, is an anchor to this magic, which else were apt to deny our wholeness of relation to the outer as to the inner. My son, ponder these words and profit by them, for I have wrought cunningly to conceal or to reveal according to thine intelligence, O my son.
On certain arts magic, de quibusdam artibus magicis. Now of those operations of magic by which thou seekest to display unto some other person the righteousness of thy will, I make haste to instruct thee. First, if thou have a reasonable link with him by word or letter, it is most natural simply to create in thyself, as I have taught, a child or bud will, and let that radiate from thee through the channel aforesaid. But if thou have no link, the case is otherwise, and is not easy. Here thou mayest make communication through others, as it were by relays, or thou mayest act directly upon his aura by magical means, such as the projection of thy skin leka. But unless he be sensitive and well attuned, thou mayest fare but ill. Yet even in this case thou mayest attain much skill by practice with intelligence. In the end, it is better altogether to work wholly within thine own universe, slowly and with firm steps advancing from the center and dealing, one by one, with those unharmonized parts of the not-self which lie close to thee and impinge upon thee. This therefore closeth the circle of my speech. For now I am returned to that which I spake aforetime concerning the general method of love, and thy development by that way.
De magno opere, on the great work. But now give ear most eagerly, thou son of my loins, for I will now discourse unto thee of thine own attainment, without which all is but idleness. Know first that conscious thought is but phenomenal, the noise of thy machine. Now chemistry or alchemy meaneth the Egyptian science, and the true magic of Egypt hath this for its foundation. We have in our house many substances which act directly upon the blood, and many practices of virtue similar to stimulate, compose, purify, analyze, direct, or concentrate the thought. Confer Liber Aleph, chapter 2, verse 22. But this action is subtle and of many modes, and dependeth heavily on the conditions of the experiment, whereof the first is thine own will therein. Therefore I say unto thee that his is thy work immediate and necessary, to discover openly thy will unto thyself, and to fortify and enkindle it by all one-pointedness of thought and action, so that thou mayest direct it inwards unto its core, that is thyself in thy name, Hadith. For thereby is thy will made white with heat, so that no dross may cling to it. But this work is the great work, and standeth alone.
On the steps to the great work, de gradibus ad magnum opus, this great work is the attainment of the knowledge and conversation of thine holy guardian angel. In the eighth aether is the way thereof revealed, but I say, prepare thyself most heartily and well for that battle of love by all means of magic. Make thyself puissant, wise, radiant in every system, and balance thyself well in thine universe. Then with a pure will, tempered in the 1,000 furnaces of thy trials, burn up thyself within thyself. In the preparation thou shalt have learned how thou mayest still all thoughts, and reach ecstasy of trance in many modes. But in these marriages thy conscious self is the bridegroom, and not the self-bride. Well, in this great work thou givest up that conscious self as bride to thy true self. This operation is then radically alien from all others, and it is hard because it is a total reversal of the current of the will and a transmutation of its formula and nature. Here, O my son, is the one secret of success in this great work. Invoke often.